and come to a head. It definitely has today with that dramatic resignation from Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. So what's behind it? Let's go to our Southeast Asia correspondent, Ann Barker. And what a shock today. Do we understand, do we have any idea what's behind this move today by Mahathir?
Look, Bev, it's still a bit of a mystery given that there have been relatively few public statements, no press conference of any kind. Mahathir Mohamad has not spoken publicly, and a lot of what's coming out is very much behind the scenes. But this does go back to Friday, when there was a meeting of the Pakatan Harapan Council on Friday night. That's the ruling coalition. It was expected, or at least speculated, that perhaps Mahathir Mohamad would set a date at that meeting at which he would hand over power to Anwar Ibrahim. In fact, that didn't happen. The indication was that he would stay in the job until at least November. And then over the weekend, members of that ruling coalition clearly were agitating to take or to bring the government down and to form a new coalition that would exclude Anwar Ibrahim. Clearly, some of the people in that government, including about 11 people in Anwar Ibrahim's own party, did not want him to take power. They wanted Mahathir Mohamad to continue in the role for the 5-year term. But in fact, it appears that Mahathir Mohamad did not support this coup, and particularly didn't support the idea that it might be supported by UMNO, that he might have to team up with UMNO, the coalition that that he defeated at the last election, and that may be why he not only resigned as Prime Minister but also quit as chairman of his own party. And it's sort of akin to Scott Morrison suddenly going and joining the Labor Party in Australia. And so tell us about who are some of the other key players behind this manoeuvre. Well, there is a meeting tonight where members of the 4 coalition parties will come together, including Anwar's party, including Bersatu, which is Mahathir Mohamad's party. It appears at this stage, given those coup plotters, if you like, deserting the coalition, that there are no longer the numbers for Mahathir Mohamad to govern with the remaining members, if you like. So it will come down to the minority parties. There are several smaller parties with between 1 and about 9 members. At least one of them, Warisan, which is a Sabah-based party in Borneo, has said that it will support Mahathir Mohamad. So there is every chance tonight that there'll be enough support for him to be reinstated as the Prime Minister and possibly have the numbers for that to happen. The big question is whether UMNO, the party that I mentioned earlier, will in fact be part of that deal. And what might it mean for Anwar Ibrahim, who has been waiting in the wings, who had done this deal that in fact allowed Mahathir to win the prime ministership again? Well, look, that's the biggest question of all, because he is claiming that he met Mahathir Mohamad today, that he begged him to stay on as Prime Minister, and that he doesn't believe that he had orchestrated this attempted coup. If that's the case, it may be that his own party, the remaining members in that party that are loyal to him, will in fact vote in favour of Mahathir Mohamad remaining as the Prime Minister or being reinstated as the Prime Minister. But of course, if that doesn't happen and there is an attempted coup and somehow it does succeed, then you would have to say that it's all over for Anwar Ibrahim, that 2-year promise where Mahathir Mohamad would hand power over to him after 2 years, that would be out the window, and that would no doubt be the end of his political career. Ann Barker, thank you very much for trying to make sense of all of that for us tonight. Ann Barker there, our Southeast Asia correspondent.